So, very good morning, all of you, my dear students. It is said that well begun is half done. Generally, what happens most of the time, we think to do something new, but we get afraid of that. Why? Because it is unknown to us. But once you start, automatically you learn how to do that particular thing. Okay? So whatever thing in your life you may have decided to learn in this lockdown period, just begin it. Because already I told you, if you focus on that particular thing, you will achieve a success. And this success is nothing but your hard work, your achievement, your passion to do the new things, etc. Okay? With the same passion, we are here once again in this grammar class. Right from the parts of speech, we have been with various topics, many more topics of the grammar, which already you have studied in the previous years. And if anything missing in that, if it is needed to be revised, we are here with that type of revision, that sort of revision. Or if I missed something from my past regarding the topic, this is the chance to revive it, to regain it, to re-achieve it. Okay? So, my dear students, even if you have learned all these topics previous year and even if you are best in that, consider these lectures as a revision. And for them or those who wanted really that it should be furnished again, this is the opportunity for you to learn it again. Okay? So, each and every lecture take the chance to learn something new regarding the particular topic and go with the same spirit for that one. Okay? So, my dear students, we are learning about the clauses, and in yesterday's lecture we learned about two types of clauses. One was main clause and another was subordinate clause. We learned the definitions also. Main clause is a clause which has its own meaning. It is meaningful. It does not depend on any other clause to complete its meaning. And hence, so that's why main clause is also called as independent clause. Correct? This clause is also known as principal clause. Principal clause means main clause. So, where the clause which has its own meaning is the main clause in the sentence. Later we studied about subordinate clause, which means that the clause, though there is a subject and verb, it doesn't convey a full meaning. If you analyze this clause is meaningless. It is not independent, but this clause is dependent clause. Why? Because to get full sense, to get full meaning, this subordinate clause depends upon main clause in the sentence. And that's why it is called as subordinate clause. Later we studied how to identify main clause and subordinate clause from the given sentences. mainly we have learned that subordinate clause is written or is begin with subordinators. These subordinators are the key to understand, to know, to recognize the subordinate clause. It may be WH words like what, when, who, where, etc. It may be though or although, if, unless, as soon as, no sooner than, so, because, after, before, etc. etc. So why we studied that? With the help of these two, main clause and subordinate clause, in this lecture we are going to learn types of sentences. These types of sentences are depend upon the clauses, main clause and subordinate clause. Earlier we have studied types of sentences, but they will depend upon the forms of the sentence, whether the sentence is statement, that is assertive statement, if there is a question form, that is interrogative sentence, if there is exclamatory form, that was exclamatory sentence, and then last one was the imperative, order, request, etc. But my dear students, here we are going to learn something different. Now you will say that, sir, already we are learning clauses, so you left the clauses in between and you have started types of sentences. It's no. Because both the topics are the same and they are depend upon each other. Okay? They depends upon each other. How they depends upon each other? Let's see here. Okay? But you must be clear about main clause and subordinate clause for these things. Now see, sometimes what happens, we are going to take same sentences. Sometimes what happens, there may be a single clause in a given sentence. There may be two clauses or there may be three clauses in one sentence. According to the usage of that clauses, according to the different parts of the sentences, the sentence can be divided into three parts. See, the sentence can be divided into three parts. Number one, which is called as simple sentence. Simple sentence. For 9th and 10th standard students, we have our first question, that is language study question. And in that language study question, question number 1B, there is a question for you to interchange the sentence, simple into complex, complex into simple, etc. For these things, it is much necessary for you people to understand this or identify types of sentence, whether the sentence is simple or X. You must be able to, and if you have to understand the sentence, types of sentence, you must know the clauses. If you can identify correct clauses in the given sentence, you can identify the type of sentence. So in this way they are interrelated with each other. Okay, see. So the first one, that is simple sentence. Second type of the sentence is complex sentence. Complex sentence, and third type of sentence is compound sentence. Compound sentence. Okay? Compound sentence. So these are three types of sentences that we are going to learn here. The simplest thing is that to recognize these sentences are the usage of clauses. This chart will easily understand, easily tells you the meaning of these sentences. See, for example, in the simple sentence, there is only one subject and one finite verb. What I mean? There is only one subject and one finite verb. It means that there is only one clause. And as there is only single clause in a sentence, that clause is main clause. Main clause. Because main clause has its full meaning. And if the sentence or if the group of words is not meaningful, we cannot call it as a sentence, because sentences is a meaningful group of words. And that's why in simple sentence there is always a main clause in the sentence, that is subject plus finite verb. Finite verb. There may be non-finite verbs, nothing matters. Is that clear? Understood? This is about the simple sentence. Don't worry, later we are going to learn the definitions with the examples also in the next point or upcoming lecture. See, so simple sentence tells us that there is a single clause in the sentence. That single clause is main clause in the sentence, and generally there is one subject and one finite verb in the sentence. For example, even I write. This is also a simple sentence. This is also a simple sentence. No doubt it is assertive sentence statement. But apart from that, we are learning about these three. Is that clear about the simple sentence? Let's go to the second one. Once you understand this, easily you will get good knowledge while learning the definitions, etc. As we learned that in the simple sentence there is only one clause, this complex sentence contains two clauses. I said minimum two clauses. There may be another one clause in the sentence, but we require at least two clauses for the complex sentence. Is that clear? But most important thing is that between these two clauses, one clause is main clause and another one clause is subordinate clause. Subordinate clause. Okay, understood what I mean? So, in the complex sentence there are two clauses, and between these two clauses one is main clause and another is one subordinate clause. And as we studied in the previous sentences last lecture, all the sentences which were written on the blackboard were the examples of these complex sentences. And that's why now you come to understand why we have learned clauses first. Because directly we have gone to the complex sentences. I wrote here one main clause, one subordinate clause. Sir, what is meant by subordinate clause? Automatically the question would be in your mind. That's why we have studied first types of clauses. Now you better know what is meant by main clause and what is meant by subordinate clause. And automatically you might have got now the definition of complex sentence also. It's so easy and it is in front of you. Okay, is that clear? Understood? So complex sentence will discuss or will tell us about one main clause and one subordinate clause and their interrelations, as you know. Okay, see next, after this complex sentence, obviously as I wrote here, there is only one subject and one finite verb. As there are two clauses, subject plus verb and subject plus verb. These are separates here. Okay, there are two clauses, two subjects and two finite verbs will be there, but one clause must be subordinate clause here. Okay, Regarding the examples, we shall learn later. Don't worry about that. Let's come here. Compound sentence. Number 3. What is meant by compound sentence? As we use subordinator here to join subordinate clause with the main clause, here are also subordinators, conjunctions are there. These conjunctions also join two clauses or more than two clauses here. But interesting thing is that as in the complex sentence, one clause is main clause and another clause is subordinate clause. Here in the compound sentence, there may be two or more clauses. See, two or more clauses. And important thing to know is these two or more clauses are only main clauses. Only main clauses. It means that no subordinate clause is used in the compound sentence. Remember the thing. It means that suppose there are two clauses, it will be main clause plus main clause. One main clause plus another main clause plus another main clause. If three clauses are there. If four clauses are there, one main clause plus second main clause for third main clause, fourth main clause. So only main clause or principal clause is used in this compound sentence. And as we learned that, we learned subordinators to join subordinate clause with main clause. Here, to join these main clauses, we use coordinators. Coordinators. Is that clear? As we use coordinators to join this compound sentence or main clauses, this compound sentence also called as coordinate clause. Coordinate clause. So in that sense, we can say that in compound sentences there are two or more clauses. All these clauses are main clauses, and it also said that main clause and coordinate clause. How it is, we shall learn when we shall touch this point. Understood this much? So, I tried here to tell you in a very simple way the summary of simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Till we have not gone separately with the types of sentence. After we are going to learn what is meant by simple sentence, exactly definition of simple sentence and the examples. What are the factors which are used to make the simple sentence, or how to make a simple sentences, that we are going to learn in the likewise. Is that clear? Understood this much? Clear this much? So this is the chart that you can note down in your notebook, which will easily clear your ideas about simple sentence, complex sentence and compound sentence. Okay? So note down please. See, you can pause the video and you can write down this one. After this one, let's move what is meant by simple sentence. What is meant by simple sentence? Let me clear this. See, bicycle. Number 2, she had decided to learn German language in her school days. He has 5 notebooks and he has 5 notebooks he has decided to distribute them to the poor. Okay, see, now there are 3 sentences before you, and by the 3 sentences we can learn what is meant by simple sentence. So what's the definition we learn about the simple sentence? That's finish. Nothing more than that. Simple sentence is a sentence where there is one subject and one finite verb. And there is only single clause which is main clause in the sentence. Okay, understood? As I told you now, if you see the sentence number 1, he is subject here and has admitted is the verb in the sentence. As there is no other verb present in the sentence, this is finite verb. Okay? He has admitted his friend in the hospital. The sentence is meaningful. It means that the sentence itself is a main clause. Sentence itself is a main clause in this. Okay? So that's why this sentence can be called as, or is called as, simple sentence. Is that clear? Understood? Number 2, see. She had decided to learn German language in her school days. So in this sentence, subject is she, had decided is verb. There is another verb in the sentence, this is to learn. But both verbs are used for the single subject. And if you see, between these two verbs, one is non-finite verb. What is the non-finite verb here? Very good, correct. To learn is the non-finite verb, and which is infinitive, 2 plus root verb. Used after verb, main verb in the sentence. So this is infinitive, it is non-finite verb. This is the finite verb. So one subject and one finite verb, single clause. Once again, this is main clause. So this sentence is called as simple sentence. Is that clear? My dear students, especially the lower class students, लक्षात घ्या, simple sentence म्हणजे दुसरे काहीही नाही. एक सब्जेक्ट आहे, एक फायनाइट वर्ब आहे आणि त्याच्यामध्ये एकच क्लॉज आहे, तो म्हणजे मेन क्लॉज, प्रिन्सिपल क्लॉज आहे. त्यालाच सिंपल सेंटेन्स असं म्हणायचं, दुसरं काही नाही. Is that clear? Understood? So S plus V, that is one subject and one verb here. Understood? Now maybe in your examination you may be given subordinate, that is complex sentence, you may be given compound sentence, and you are told to convert them into simple sentence. So how can we convert two separate sentences into one simple sentence? See, for those things you can use gerund. Form of the verb to make the two sentences into one simple sentence. Understood? If you see the third sentence, see here, he has 5 notebooks. This is one sentence. And second sentence is, he has decided to distribute them to the poor. This is second sentence. Okay. Now see, the sentence number 1, he has 5 notebooks, consisted with one subject and one verb. This is also simple sentence. Okay, correct? One subject, one finite verb, one clause, that is main clause. Sentence is meaningful. This is simple sentence. Sentence number 2, he is subject, has decided is once again verb, to distribute is the non-finite verb. One subject, one finite. This is also simple sentence. So, both sentences are simple sentences, but they are separate from each other because full stop is used. Both the sentences are various types of different types of sentences. Okay, but if you see, if you observe that the subject of both sentences, he and this he, the subject of both sentences is same, one. दोन्ही वाक्यांचा जो सब्जेक्ट आहे एकच आहे, म्हणजे नोटबुक त्याच्याकडे आहे आणि डिस्ट्रीब्यूट सुद्धा त्यालाच करायचं ठरवलंय, सब्जेक्ट एकच आहे. Now suppose you are told to make one simple sentence of these two. Is that clear? You can make one simple sentence of these two. या दोन्हींचं सुद्धा आपण काय करू शकतो, एकच सिंपल सेंटेन्स करू शकतो. But while converting into a single simple sentence, you must remember that we require one subject plus one finite verb. One finite verb. So no subject should be doubled, no finite verb should be doubled. Then how to make a combined sentence of these two, that is in the simple sentence. He has 5 notebooks. He has decided to distribute them to the poor. You are free to change the forms of the sentence. वाक्याचे शब्द इकडं तिकडं सगळं करायची तुम्हाला मुभा आहे. फक्त मला काय पाहिजे, या दोन सेपरेट वाक्यांचं एकच वाक्य करायचं आहे आपल्याला. एकच वाक्य की जिथं कोऑर्डिनेट नसेल, सबऑर्डिनेटर सुद्धा नसेल, एक सिंगल सेंटेन्स असेल. यू आर फ्री टू कन्वर्ट एनी वर्ब इनटू इन्फिनिटिव्ह और जरंड. तुम्ही वापरू शकता जोडण्यासाठी. ओके, चलो ट्राय दिस वन. Try this one. He has 5 notebooks. Full stop. He has decided to distribute them to the poor. See, how can we do that? He has decided to distribute 5 notebooks. 5 notebooks to the poor. See what we have done, that he has decided to distribute 5 notebooks to the poor. We have cancelled this has. We have used this main verb, and to distribute once again we have used as a non-finite verb. This is non-finite verb in the sentence. This is our subject. This is our finite verb. Finite verb. Okay? So there is one subject and one finite verb. Using infinitive, we have joined that sentence or combined the sentence into simple sentence. Okay? Like this, we shall learn few sentences about simple sentence in tomorrow's lecture. How to join, how to make the simple sentences from these two. Okay, for the lower classes such a type of question is not asked for you, but for 9 and 10 standard maybe you may be asked questions like this. Understood this much? So what we learned? We learned about the simple sentence. Simple sentence is one subject and one finite verb. These are the examples how to understand the simple sentence. It doesn't so important to go with the simple sentences because they are too easy to identify. Too easy. But converting sentences into simple one, that is little bit difficult. That you have to understand. So we shall have few more examples tomorrow regarding this one, and then we shall move towards the complex sentence. Complex is very easy to understand and compound is easiest one to understand. Okay, so in tomorrow's lecture we shall finish the simple, complex and compound sentence, and once again we shall move towards the clauses. Till the time, stay tuned, stay happy, be with study, and have a very nice day, my dear students. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Bye bye.